This is ATA 2017, episode number 11 with Nancy Jo Adams of Life in Camo. Welcome to another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, and this is my final interview from ATA 2017. And hey, folks, I'm happy, but I saved the best to last, and I've got Richard Holt and Nancy Jo Adams here, and they're going to tell us about ATA, and they're going to share about the products they're writing about, and they're going to share about the rut that's happening right now. They're packed. They're ready to go home because the rut's going on in Alabama. Hey, guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bruce. Thanks for having us on the show. We always enjoy spending some time with you.
Thank you, Bruce. Good to be here.
Well, let's start right off. Life in Camo Media. Life in Camo Media, what is that? What does it mean to my listeners?
Well, I started out with a company named Ladies in Camo that I formed to try to give the opportunity for women to enjoy hunts at outfitters that were affordable, hunts that they could feel safe going to, and, you know, with a group of like-minded women. But while I was doing that and building a writing career, I just got so busy with Life in Camo Media that I actually sold Ladies in Camo to a dear friend of mine, and she is now running that. So we are full-time going full force with Life in Camo Media, and what we do is we try to bring all the new products or, you know, review products in the field, bring a little bit of product exposure to hunting products, and we're doing some, you know, a few camping products or crossover products, and also doing freelance writing, you know, some press releases and freelance writing and some article writing, and actually picked up 2 new writing gigs while I've been here at the show. So I'm kind of excited about the 2017 year and bringing some new writing and actually giving me a little bit of a challenge in doing some writing on some of my hunts in the past and some of my experiences.
Well, let's talk about some of your past hunts.
We had a real good, this year we had a real good spring season, had a couple good ladies hunts, and Richard and I had a couple real good turkey hunts, and our fall season wasn't as great. I missed a really nice buck at Double Deuce Ranch in Parisville, Missouri, which is one of my favorite outfitters to hunt with, and I'm still heartbroken over that. I actually was able to show Richard that buck. He's heard about it so much, and I've had nightmares about it, but somebody killed it the last day of, or the last week of muzzleloader season, and Richard finally got to put his eyes on it, and I think he's a little sick for me too. So, but we did have a real good turkey season, and the kind of neat thing about it is we were from the South, and we're still hunting in Alabama. Our rut is just now starting to kick in, and we'll get to hunt through February 10th. So we're anxious about getting home, checking our game cameras, and getting out in the woods this weekend. We've had some really cold weather last week, but this coming weekend is going to warm up. Our weather's going to turn warm again, so hopefully we'll get some cool weather, be able to enjoy our rut, see a little rut action in Alabama, and close out the season. And then I'm looking forward to turkey season.
Richard, Life in Camo Media, what's your role there?
My role, it would be a jack of all trades. I'm carrying everything around for her, but mostly I do her video and photography work. Just more or less support for her. She does the writing, and I'm just support staff.
Sometimes I call him my mule. Bless his heart. I kind of turn around sometimes without even thinking and go hand him things. And I think if most of the people that see us, they're always like, if we see you, we see him. So if I turn around and he's not there, and it wouldn't surprise me if the stuff just fell on the floor, because I'm so used to him being my backup and being right there as support for me. And I tell you, I appreciate all he does for me. He hangs my stands for me, and he just does a whole lot, just hunting in and what we do.
So when you're at ATA, what kind of client are you looking for?
Well, first off, you know, when we come to ATA, our first focus is like the innovative zone and any new products that are out, because of course that's where your content. When I write for filling content, media content for a lot of different companies, that's what they're looking for: something new, improved, or something that hasn't been written about by a million other writers out there. So that's my first focus. And then I try to get around and talk with a lot of the manufacturers that we've already built a rapport with and have a good relationship with, see what they've got new in the, new or improved for the year. And just try to get some of their products out in the field and get some, use out in the field and get some writing done. So, and then this year, I'm kind of branching out since I'm going to kind of challenge myself to do a little bit more than just product review. I've actually taken some of the seminars and have talked with some people about some different ideals. AccuBow, Matt Pell's got a really, really great product. And I'm trying to work with him about doing an article about how that device, that aid, archery aid, is really going to help women in building their draw weight. That's one of the things I hear most women talk about is, I try so hard, but I can only pull 42, 45, 47 pounds. Well, this training aid is really going to help those people, and it's also really going to help those out there that have injuries and all. So, it's just keeping in touch with all those vendors, all those manufacturers out there that we've already built a relationship with, and it also makes them think of you during the year when they see you, out there hoofing it and working hard and attending these types of function. They know that you're trying to keep, abreast of everything new that's coming out and trying to keep abreast of all the new products. And we just, I enjoy doing what we do, and I enjoy the people. We've been gracious to meet a lot of really good people, built a lot of really good bonds. And this is the place to do it. ATA 2017, or, every ATA every year, and the SHOT shows and such. But we really do enjoy this.
Nancy, how many years have you and Richard attended ATA?
We've actually, I want to say this is our fourth or fifth year.
Fifth, I believe.
I think our fifth year. Bruce, the odd thing is, I only started hunting in 2006. That was my first hunt after 13 years of telling him, you're crazy, I'm not going out in the woods, sit in the cold to shoot an unsuspecting animal. I wasn't an anti-hunter. I just didn't understand what it was, what hunting was and why people hunt. And once Richard turned me on to hunting, and it was, I always say he created the monster. And I'm just so inquisitive, and I by nature, I'm just very inquisitive, and I enjoy writing. When I did my master's program and I was in, law school, I really, the research and writing is something that really I gravitated toward, and it just was kind of a way to take two passions and merge those together. And it just, it's something that I enjoy doing, and it just, that's how, we ended up where we're at.
So Richard, how did you get Nancy Joe to get out there and mix it up in the forest?
Well, she was just sitting around home, and it was the day after Christmas, and I told her, come on, let's go sit down a shooting house with me, and luckily she did, and we had a nice 8-point come out on the field, and talking to her, and she got to sit and watch him and everything, and I've always, every year, would buy a hunting license, hoping that she would go with me. Well, and this year she did, and this buck, like I said, this buck came out on the field, and she got to see him making a scrape and doing all the rutting activity, and I said, well, do you want to shoot him? And she said, I don't know. She hesitant about that. And he walked off the field. And I told her, I said, well, it's a good bet he'll come back out on the field. So we changed positions, changed chairs. She got in, and I gave her the rifle and sort of gave her a crash course on shooting and where to shoot. And lo and behold, the deer came back out on the field. And of course, she shot, and the deer took off running, and I knew she made a good hit on him, and we talked a little bit, just what to expect, and walked out to where she shot at him at, and got to trailing him, and came up on him, and of course he had expired, and she was still a little hesitant about killing the animal. Boy, I was all excited, and it was just about like my first deer. And the weeks lead or after that, just talking to her and other people talking to her about how good a deer it was for her first deer and all, she got more excited about it then. Then 2 weeks later, she was sitting by herself. She killed a 10-point. So
how many deer can you kill in Alabama?
Oh, now we can kill. We have a limit of 3 bucks a season. But back when she first started, we could kill a buck a day.
Oh, my goodness.
For the whole season, from the start of mid-October to the end of January.
Oh, my goodness. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And that was also, you could kill a doe a day. So you could kill a buck and a doe a day the whole season.
Does Alabama had that many deer, or is the cover so tough?
Yeah, but now they've gone to a 3 limit. In one of those, I believe it's a 3-point on one side.
Yep.
Out of the 3, it has the other 2 bucks can be any size buck.
Yeah. And it used to be a doe every day. You could kill a doe every day.
You can kill a doe every day?
That's how it was. It used to be where you could kill a doe every day.
No, what do you do with that meat? Say I go out, kill 5 deer, my freezer's kind of full.
Well, we don't. We've never been, just like turkey hunting. It's funny because we kill 5 right in Alabama, and every year I hunted one season. We leased a little tract, about 800 acres, 600 acres, something like that. And Richard and I were the only 2 turkey hunting it, and we could kill 5 birds. But my way of thinking and all was, we're the only ones on this property that's able to turkey hunt this. I'm going to leave seed. So I had 4 good toms on that property, but I limited myself to only killing 2 of those. Now, unfortunately, I ended up killing 3 of them, but that was just because one just kept taunting me. And so I ended up going in. But it turned out okay because we ended up not releasing that because the man ended up selling the land. But we only take what we know we can use now. We know we've got relatives that like the deer meat. Richard's sister Joyce, she likes it for her family. So if we kill more than we feel like we can eat in a year's time out of our freezer, we share that. So, but we don't ever try to take over abundance. We try to take just what we can use. And I tell you, one of the things that made me learn to cope, well, not learn to cope, but one of the things that made it acceptable for me in my mind as a non-hunter getting into hunting was that I said that I would set boundaries. I would never shoot anything that I wouldn't eat, that I wouldn't consume. So it was still tough to this day for me to shoot bobcats and coyotes. Although I understand now more the conservation side of it. So and now that I've learned about the conservation side of killing coyotes and bobcats because of the detriment it's doing on our turkey population. I think I can come to grips with that. But I don't. If it's something I don't eat or something I know that readily won't be eaten, like I don't eat squirrels, but I will hunt them. But I know people that'll eat them. Duck, I don't like duck, but everybody I've ever gone duck hunting with, I don't ever have to worry about coming home with duck. They'll take them. So that was just that. And I always said, if it was I'll hunt only free chase. Fair game, free chase. So that was fair chase. So those were the things that I said I was gonna set my boundaries on, and we've stuck to those. So yeah, we never take more than we need.
Let's switch it back to ATA 2017, and let's talk about a couple of products. I know listeners across North America, everybody can't get here. But they surely, tune in and ask me. I've got an email saying, Bruce, you're going to have a show. You're going to tell us what's real. And I'm taking a couple of books back, and I'll answer them one at a time. But why don't you share a couple of things that you think are unique, Nancy, and same thing with you, Richard.
Well, I tell you, one of the products that's my favorite, we don't ever hunt without them. We don't ever deer hunt or hog hunt or without them, is the Ozonics product. And they released their new unit last year, but of course we stopped by and seen them first thing just to see what they had. They've got a couple new products that we really like and looked at. But something I'm really excited about that they launched this year at ATA, and I know a lot of those women out there are going to be really excited. We've got a couple really good companies in the industry that make some really good hunting clothes for diehard hunters. But Sitka has now came out with a women's line that is going to be phenomenal. I looked at it while I was here. I'm excited to get some of that in my hands and get hunting with it as soon as it's released from them. I just, they've done it all. They've done, a lot of times you'll have a company that'll come out with a couple great pieces, or they'll come out with a system, but there's things they leave out, like a good base layer system or a good shirt. Most companies companies only come out with one or two women's shirt. They have done it all. They've came out with several different styles of shirts. They've came out with, there are several different outfits for different terrains, different weather, light weather, your colder weather, late season. So I'm real excited about Sitka gear. That would be, if you ask me, the one thing that I'm leaving the show with that I can't wait to get home and start writing about. That would be it. What about you, Richard?
My number one item I've seen on the floor would be a camera arm. The manufacturer is out on the limb. They also manufacturers lock-on stands and ladder stands, but in camera arms, they have a camera arm is called 0 to 360. It's a camera arm unlike the conventional camera arms where the camera person has camera arm mounted to their side, either side. This camera arm is mounted attached to the tree above the cameraman's head, and the arm comes out over into the front of the cameraman, and there's a bracket that the camera mounts on, so you have a whole lot more freedom of movement, the camera, and I really believe it's going to be a game changer in the camera arm industry or the filming industry in filming hunts.
Now, is that tool going to be good for self-filming, or do you need a partner?
No, I would think it would be a big benefit for self-filming as well.
Okay, I'm in my tree stand, and I'm self-filming, and I get the camera looking about what happens to my crossbow or my rifle or the limbs of my bow.
Well, you'll still be able to move the camera over to the side, but it's more accessible to it. You can move it instead of having it on an arm that's beside you. I just believe you'll have a whole lot more freedom of movement with this arm.
So the clearance on the arm, I'm just thinking of the clearance on the arm so it doesn't impede any of my movement plus the movement of my bow.
No, you would have plenty of room for your bow and the camera aiming at the same time.
What's the company's name?
It's Out on the Limb.
Out on the Limb, yeah.
Are they brand new, releasing it this year?
Yeah, it'll be the first year for it. Matter of fact, I think he told me this last week he had just made the finished product for the show, so it's very new.
Now, when you go home, and let's talk whitetails a little bit. Now, you have your sets all ready to go, so you just going home. You can change your clothes and start.
Yes, we have all our stands up now. Our part of the country in Alabama where we're at hunting is fairly open, cropland, pasture land. So we have shooting houses and things already put up in place for our rut now.
Well, what's kind of neat about having our property that we have in Alabama, we hunt mostly out of state, but we've got that property is 10 minutes from our house. We do a lot of our product review, like right now where we just, of course, without the rain and all, we had such a dry season. Richard, everybody in the South didn't get their food plots until late, but, just like we're field testing NutriPlot, is it NutriPlot on our fields, and we'll test different seeds, we'll test different fertilizers, and we have cameras that we run near about year round. Of course, June, July, and August it's so hot. Some of these cameras don't want to work when it gets hot like that, or they don't work efficiently. But we'll put different feed minerals. We'll put cameras over mineral sites and all. So it's kind of convenient having that property. We farm it year round. I mean, we're on it all the time. We try to keep a good quality deer management records on it. When we fertilize, when we lime it, when we go in and try different seeds in different area, different minerals in different spots. We've got one spot right now that we've been using a trophy rock in, and I literally can stand down in it, and it's all the way up to my thigh. That's how deep that hole is. You can see the deer that come into it completely. All you can see is their back haunches and their back legs when they get in it. It's so deep.
Hey guys, I want to make sure people know how to get a hold of you, both production companies, manufacturers, and then people like me that are interested in what you're writing about.
Well, we don't have a website built yet. We've been working on that. We've hem-hawed back and forth since I do a lot of freelance work. Most of my stuff I throw out there, my writing and all. I'll put out there on LinkedIn, which you can find me under Nancy Jo Adams. But then we've got a pretty good social media following through Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Richard and I both have personal pages. Nancy Jo Adams, and then Richard Holt, he's got his page, and then we've got a Life in Camo Facebook page. And then anybody who wants to get in touch with us, they can reach us at lifeincamomedia@gmail.com, which is pretty simple to remember.
And thanks for that. And I know you represent a lot of people. We're coming at the end of the show. And if there's anybody that you want to thank, mothers, brothers, cousins, or whatever, now's your time to do that.
Well, I appreciate all the manufacturers out there that give us a chance and give us the opportunity to take their product out in the field and use it in live situations. And sometimes I might abuse some of these products a little bit just so I want to stand behind everything I write about, and that kind of brings credibility to our writing. And I appreciate all my followers and people that that I'll see people every once in a while, and they'll walk up and ask me. Of course, on Facebook, they usually ask me about one of my cats because I've got some crazy cats I post about. But they'll ask me about a product, or I'll have a lady that might be looking for a certain type of clothing or certain bow, and I want to send a shout out to all those people and tell them thank you for the camaraderie, the friendship, and the trust, and allowing us to do the things we do, and we kind of really, this was a fast show for us. We came in, we had an hour and a half sleep after we drove from our, I call it our concrete jungle job that we work, in the city. We had an hour and a half sleep and hit the show floor on Tuesday, and we're down to the final couple hours here, and we've still got probably about 30 vendors we need to visit before the end of the day. Matter of fact, when I leave here, I'm going to go visit Crossman with their air bow. I had somebody stop me on the floor and wanted me to come over and talk with them about that. So kind of excited. We can use those in Alabama. I know a lot of states are not legal in, so we're really excited about getting one of those in our hands, and I'd like to do a little hog hunting with it.
Richard?
Just want to back up what she said. There's thanks everybody to that trust in us and giving us products to write about, and we enjoy getting these products out and testing them and just letting people know what's out there.
Well, guys, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. So on behalf of the thousands of listeners across North America with Whitetail Rendezvous, Nancy Jo and Richard, thank you so much for sharing, and I look forward to the next visit.
Well, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
It's never too early to think about food plots. Whitetail Rendezvous has an ebook for you. Just simply text 33444 food plot to get your copy.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, where you can listen and learn from the experts so you can be more successful on your next hunt. Until next time, listen, learn, and succeed.